On the road to victory, we compete with the best, with ourselves. Making the most of every second, every corner. We fight, we push the limits. Be it sweat or tears, barriers or curves, together we race, and stronger we rise.
Five lights will illuminate when they go out.
2022 Porsche Carrera Cup Asia begins now.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to round number 4 of Carrera Cup Asia 2022. We're at the V1 Tianjin International Circuit, just outside Beijing, almost a suburb, really, of Beijing. Lovely to have your company. John Hindhoff here in the booth as we're making the final preparations. A little more overcast than it was yesterday. All of our runners and riders on the grid at the moment. Let's clear the grid shortly, but before we do that, let's check yesterday's race.
Welcome to V1 Tianjin International Circuit. My name is Jade Ling. Welcome back to Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2022 Round 4. Join me now on the racetrack. We have Senior Manager, One Make Series, Mr. Dario Garcia. Hello, Dario. Good to have you back again.
Hello, Jade.
Dario, this year we have a very competitive field of competitors. We have a very, very diverse competitors, especially young drivers. So what can Porsche do to help these young drivers make a name in the motorsport world?
So yes, we have young drivers. Actually, we have a young drivers program that is under the umbrella of the Porsche Motorsport Junior program. Here it's called the Talent Pool program. This year we have 4 drivers, and it's a program that I like very much because we try to obviously give them support to become professional athletes in their discipline, which is car racing, but also we try to give them enough tools to perform out of the track. I mean, being a sports athlete, it's not only being fast on the track. You need to do a lot of other things, and so we plan fitness training. We have media training. This year we implemented cognitive session also for their trainings, and we try to build a foundation that hopefully will help them become professional drivers at some point.
So from your opinion, are they doing well so So from your opinion, are they doing well so far?
So you can see behind me, we have one young driver on pole, Daniel Lu, the reigning champion right behind, and Luo Kailo, a new talent pool driver right behind. So they definitely perform at the top. We also have Oscar. Oscar is a little bit more at the back from Team Jepsen, but he's new. He's new to GT racing also, and but he's building a very, very good pace. Obviously, he's learning at every track, but at the top of the field. Yesterday also we saw a very nice battle between Lin Kang and Daniel. That's the wish to be a professional driver is there, and that's very nice to see them on track and performing at the top.
Yeah, we are looking forward to today's race already. Yeah. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Okay, we're gonna have a little chat with our drivers before kicking off. Stay tuned.
Thank you, Jade and Dario, down on the front of the grid, in front of the grid. Jade's going to make her way back to our pole sitter, which for the first time this season it is not Liu Ye. He lost a lap, one of his second fastest laps in qualifying session. And you take your fastest lap for yesterday's race, second for today. So it'll be Lin Kong on pole position. Loud down there on the grid. It will, however, be Liu Ye on the outside of the front row. Jade just getting in position beside the PD Racing number 22, the white car, on driver's right of the grid. So, a clear run to the first corner for Lin Kong. Let's find out. Here's Jade.
Hello, Lin Kong. This is your first pole position this season. Do you expect a pole to win today?
For sure. Yesterday my start was not so good. So I hope today I have a good start and then I can manage the race.
Good luck. Thank you very much.
Well, the tyre tactics may well play a part. Limited number of Michelin slick racing tyres for the weekend, and we see weekend in, weekend out that the teams and the drivers are working together to try and get the very best set of tyres for the last race. Some of them even holding a brand new set and not using brand new tyres yesterday. It's a very pleasant 25 Celsius at the moment, a little more overcast than it was yesterday. Remember, the Michelin tyres had to put with well over 50 Celsius yesterday. Today, fully 20 Celsius down on that, right in the operating window. There was an element of tyre management going on yesterday, particularly at the front of the field. Liu Ye, with the unusual, for him at least, experience of having to start not on pole position. 3 pole positions, 3 wins so far in the season, puts him at the top of the Pro category. Pro, Pro-Am and Am on the grid. The cars are all the same. The drivers are are graded. So Liu Ye leading the Pro Championship from Daniel Lu Wenlong. With his second position yesterday, he went ahead of Lin Kong and Lu Kailu. They had been tied coming into the weekend. In the Pro-Am competition, Lu Wei, in the number 4 R&B racing car, well, he's gone 3 for 3 as well in the Pro-Am category. He now leads the championship handsomely ahead of Ba Junlong in second place. And in Am, Eric Kwong, with his good finish yesterday, goes ahead of Tang Robin at the top of the championships. They came in this weekend, just a point between them, the advantage to Tang Robin. Henry Kwong, with his first race victory of the season yesterday, vaults back up into championship position, going ahead of Jackie Wu and into third position ahead of Zhou Xiu as well. Xu Xiao for Team KRC. All right, there's the starting grid going through. So Lin Kong and Liu Ye on the front row, Daniel Lu Wenlong and the 233 Zhong Zhendong, Lu Keilu Ewan Bohr will be looking for a better start in the 718, the red, white and black car, than he got yesterday for Zhangtong Auto. But he was quick during the race and catching the leaders at the end. Soyue in 7th position with Lu Wei, Paul in the Pro-Am category alongside him. Again, inside the top 10 for Lu Wei. Ba Xinlong and Zhou Beiwang, well, those two seem to be inextricably drawn to each other. Then it's Min Heng, Yan Ye, the number 55, further down the field, Gao Yuchie for Team Chebshin, the young drivers. Then it's Hong Shizhe. Tan Robin is the pole sitter for the AM category. Really strong start to his racing career in Porsche Carrera Cup. And he's got the might of Henry Kwong for Triple H Racing. Then it's the number 12 of Wang Zhongwei, Climax, Eric Kwong, Francis Chia, 65, Xu Xiao, Team KRC, Li Chao, and Jackie Wu, number 69 car at the back of the grid. Formation lap then, around this 2 3/4 miles or 4.39 kilometre circuit. This is the full circuit, and where the cars are heading onto now, out of turn 10, normally the track would swoop off to the right there and double back on itself, but we're using the extended loop this weekend. This track first opened in 2018, and the majority of it designed by Herman Tilke. I think this is a unique set of circumstances where if you want a longer track, basically you just take over a bit of the city streets, and that's the part of the circuit that we're on now on the formation lap, with the long run down from turn 10 to turn 11 in the right-handed hairpin, then the run back through 13 and 12 and 13 rather, a little shimmy. If you look carefully, you can see the road markings on this part of the circuit. Then another right-handed hairpin at 14 before the left-hander back onto the permanent circuit at turn 15. Overtaking spots, well, we've seen it done at the end of the lap between turns 19 and 20. Tricky little chicane just before that, 17 and 18, which is where the cars are coming through to now. Turn 1, maybe not a overtaking manoeuvre. We saw a couple try it yesterday, but certainly down into turn 11 is possible, and into turn 14, the two hairpins after the longer straight. If I'm honest, I thought the circuit raced rather well yesterday for the first visit of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Amazing to think that this track and this fantastic facility is nestled just a 20-minute or so train ride from central Beijing. A bit longer if you want to drive. Traffic around these parts is notorious. Facility built in the last few years, which includes a huge conference and exhibition centre and the ability for you to store your track cars here for the many track days and racing opportunities that there are on this circuit. Well, the last few cars pulling into position, and then we'll hear the 4-litre flat 6 510 horsepower engines revved within an inch of their life. It is a clutch start, and the dash down to the left-hander at turn number 1. Round 4 of the Carrera Cup Asia for 2022 is underway, and for the first time this season it is not Liu Ye who is on pole position, but he's made a great start and already dives down to the inside. Daniel Lu Wenlong coming through, and there's contact between Lu Wenlong and Lin Kong, and Lin Kong's gone around, and also one of the Toro cars has gone around as well there. It's very tight down there, it narrows into turn 1, and Lin Kong has come off the worst there, I think. Got a little bit of hip and shoulder from Daniel Lu Wenlong in the My Dog Racing car, and Daniel's dropped back into 3rd position. Oh, that looks to me as though it's young Gendong in the car. That's the white and blue cartoon anime livery car, one of the absolute racing room machines. It is. So that's a good start from Zheng Zhendong, going long into the first hairpin. Soyue in the 86 car. That's the black car with the gold on the side. So an eventful first couple of corners. But what it hasn't changed is the fact that our championship leader for Shunxi Racing in the yellow and black 777, Liu Ye, is at the front of the field. Got a great start from the less preferred side of the track. Was already in position to take the first corner before the braking area. So let's try and unravel what was going on further back down the field. There are two Toro Racing cars, the 66 Min Hung and Lu Kai Lu. And I'm trying to see which one has dropped down to the bottom of the grid. They're almost identical. And I think that's Lu Kai Lu still well up the grid in the 99 car, so it must have been Min Hung in the 66 who ended up facing the wrong direction. Yuan Bo right in behind the black and purple machine as they come across the line. Well, let's sort this out then. Liu Ye from Zheng Zhendong, Daniel Lu Wenlong, Soyue. Lu Wei is the best of the pro-arms, back up into fifth. Then Yuan Bo for Xintong Auto in the 718. Good start as well for Gao Zhuai for Team Jebsen. Well up inside the top 10. No, it's Min Hung. It's Min Hung. So it was the 99 then of Lu Kilo, championship contender coming into this weekend, who was ended up finishing in the points in the first two races and came into this weekend joint second. So Lu Kilo, who had a great scrap at the front of the field yesterday, is going to have a lot of work to do. Down in 19th position, check that 18th position as they came across the line. Meantime, side by side at turn number 11, the first of the two hairpins on the public street. Stout defence by the white car, Zheng Zhendong, for her team. It's a little play on words. It's basically a giggle, like he, he. The anime on the front of the car representing well-known pop star, anime pop star around here, virtual pop star. Just lost that position there to Daniel Lu Wenlong. That was the favoured passing place to be used by Yuan Bo yesterday in the 718, red, white and black car, currently in fifth. No surprise that Liu Ye at the front of the field put in the fastest lap for Shunxi Racing. Now Daniel Lu Wenlong does like to keep a set of tyres, and I wonder if he's done the same today. I have to say I didn't quite have time to check everybody going down through the grid. Henry Kwong in the number 91 car is up to the lead of the AM category ahead of Pianier. Tang Rowen dropped to 3. So let's see if we can unpick what happened the first corners. The lights go out. Lincoln gets a better start than yesterday, but an absolute rocket launch from the 777. And then that was the sideways impact. Daniel Lu Wenlong, and it looks to me as though Lu Kilo just looped it of their own volition. There was nobody else involved in that one. Maybe concentration taken away by the fact that there was contact in front by Daniel Lu Wenlong and the front row starter, the pole sitter in fact, of the number 22 Ling Kong. But that is a lot of work to do for Lu Kelo, who is back up into 16th position. Bit of switch around in the arm, as I said as well. Henry Kwong then looking to get back into championship contention. Back to third with his win yesterday in the 91. Had a non-finish at Chuzhou in the first 2 rounds. That didn't help him. That number 91 car at the moment in 11th position, Joe, has used the carnage ahead and everybody checking up to go through. Flat 6 engines wheeling this afternoon. Just coming up to 2:30 here at Tianjin. Fighting through the field. Ewan Ball once again taking some interesting angles and different racing lines as he tries to get past Choyue. The Porsche Holding number 86 car is the car ahead. Team Jebsen 55 well up the field as well. That is the number 7, or the 7th position, sorry, of the number 55 Gao Yujie. Team Jebsen Championship winning team last year in that classic half and half white top blue lower portion of the cars with the crest on the front of the machine. Daniel Lu and long driving for them last year, took the championship. 14 entries into the prestigious dealer championship this year, and it is being led by Chunxi Racing. Now in the pit lane, after that opening schmozzle, bit of right front damage. That's Li Chao that was in the pit lane for Team Better Life. Yes, it was the blue, chrome blue car with the red and blue on the side. So that's the number 9 car in the pit lane. So there was some more RG and, if you will, Bargy in that early running, but by far the person who was most affected was Luke Lo, who is now up to 14th position after being bumped way down in that opening skirmish at the first corner, side-by-side contact with Daniel Lu Wenlong, who continues to sit in 2nd position, but now 4 seconds behind the leader. Battle for 7th down. 7th at the moment is the 55 of Gao Yujie. It's coming out onto the road section, the public road section now. Toro Racing car in behind. That is the teammate of Ricky Liu. That's Min Hung for Toro Racing in the 66 car. Behind that car is Ba Junlong, the Team Shanghai Yonda team cars. That's with the red mirrors. There are 2 of them in the race. The blue mirror is the teammate, and that is Bian Ye, who is a couple of cars further back and still leading. Bian Ye, excuse me, the number 3 car, who is sitting a lot further back actually, down in 15th position. Nice little 3-car battle then for middle of the top 10. Gao Yujie, still relatively inexperienced driver, and he'll be delighted to see that behind him the 66 of Min Hung, chrome red front on that car, having to take defensive lines, trying to hold off that Team Shanghai Honda machine of Min Hung. And Ba Junlong battling together. Should be one not that far behind that, so keep an eye open for the number 2, the Porsche Beijing Central Golden Port car. It's the yellow and green car. Keep an eye up for that in the background. What a 2022 season for Liu Ye and Shuchi Racing. He has taken apart a quality team of cars and drivers behind him, quality grid of cars and drivers behind him. Remember, these cars are identical, so the driver makes the difference. Obviously the team set the car up in conjunction with the driver, and there is a little more that you can do this year with the cars in terms of the aerodynamics, and particularly the setup window for the aerodynamics on the new 992 cars that came into competition last year. Through 12 and 13 then, Daniel Liu went along. Is he gaining? I think he might be. Daniel is very good at holding on to tyre life. Oh, well, bit of damage on the third place car for Zheng Zhendong for Racing. The laughing racing car is what we should call that, shouldn't we? That's what it alludes to. Little play on words. Left rear of the bodywork around the back of the back wheels has been dislodged there. Down the long straights will not be doing the aero any good at all, and possibly providing a little bit more drag. The worry will be that it gets worse and then race control have a look at it and think it's dangerous to other teams and drivers, and at that point they may ask him to come into the pits and have that sorted out. So we'll keep an eye on that, as I'm sure they are. 30 minutes in time, or 15 laps. We've got just on 18 minutes to go. Oh, now is that a spot or two of rain as well that I can see over the start-finish line? Now that is something that would spice things up a little bit. We haven't seen pit stops for wet weather tyres for a very long time here in this championship. Michelin wets are available. Everyone started on slicks. Slightly overcast, 25 degrees this morning, and the track temperature a very pleasant 30 for the Michelin slick tyres. We're up above 50 yesterday. Now we're going to have to keep an eye on this and see what happens with still the better part of 20 minutes to run. It's been a good couple of laps for Gao Yuxie, for Tim Jebsen. He's pulled away from the battle behind. Coming through now down the turn number 11. Nice dive down the inside. So that's a change of position for fourth position. For eighth position. Xin Long getting ahead of Min Hung for that position. So it's now the Team Shanghai Yonder car that is leading. Who's that going wide? Coming back onto the substantive circuit. I think it was Hong Shijie, the number 17 Hong Shijie for Team CSD in the red, white and blue Porsche. Big defensive move down towards turn one on the inside for Gao Yuxie, Team Jebsen, and he's drifted wide. This is an opportunity for the pass and taken immediately by Bao Xinlong. Min Hung goes through as well. Oh, look at that, down the inside. Fantastic recovery drive from Lin Kong in the 22. That was the car that was facing in the almost facing the wrong direction at turn 2. So the pole sitter, Lin Kong for BD Group, what a drive this is back through the field. Lin Kong then started this lap in 10th position. I think already up into the top 6. That's extraordinary running. And there's a bit of a traffic jam now. Here's the other Toro Racing car coming back as well. That's Luki Low, the second of those dark red and dark grey cars. The number 99, the white number 99 in the top right hand side of the windscreen, ahead of the green and black number 2 for Zhou Won. So that's another great drive. Now that was the car that was pretty much dead last at the end of the first lap. Marvellous drive by the championship contender. So that little group just slightly bottled up behind the 55 of Gao Yuxie. Not sure what tyres Gao was on and whether there was the opportunity to save some fresh rubber he's on used rubber, then that might just be slowing his performance. Didn't fight there, did he? That was smart. Last two corners, 19 and 20. So there's the 22 just gone through at 19 and 20. And that's another position gained. Ling Kong then on Bao Jinlong. That's now, what's that, 7th position for Ling Kong. And weaving around behind his teammate on the start-finish line, going to the outside of turn 1. Wow, big manoeuvre. Through turns 3 and 4, under the building. The second of the Toro cars. There's a slight difference to the two Toro cars as well. The 66 has got the dark red mirrors. The 99 has got the dark grey mirrors. At the moment, Min Hung is at turn 11, trying to go around the outside of Gao Yujie, and there goes his teammate down the inside, takes the opportunity with the crossover. So how far up the field can these two recovering cars, Ling Kong for BD Group and the 99 of Liu Keilu for Toro Racing? Lovely manoeuvre, and immediately goes straight past Gao Yujie as they came through the hairpin at turn 14. Now back onto the substantive racing circuit, the permanent racing circuit. Many different options for track layout here at Tianjin. Liu Ye resets the fastest lap at the front of the field, gets down into the mid-54s. Yuan Bo trying to push on. Oh, has he got a problem there? Looked like something coming off the right rear of that car. He's into the pits at the end of the lap. Yuan Bo for Jiangtong Auto in the pit lane. Now, was that a wheel that hadn't been properly fastened on, or something more sinister? Just saw a little bit of either fluid or tyre smoke coming off the right rear wheel there. He's in the pits and will not score, so it's not been the greatest of weekends for Yuan Bo. Pushed out wide at the start yesterday, which started, in fairness, a pretty good fight back for the 718 driver. Windscreen wipers are on now for Lu Wei, leading Pro-Am. He's well inside the top 10, 4th position now. What a finish that would be. Well, in that case, was that just spray coming up from the back of Yuan Bo's car? And are they putting wear the tyres on in the pit lane for the last 10 minutes or so? That could be a masterstroke. He did seem to be going very slowly, though. I can't believe the teams aren't set up for pit stops here. It is a centre lock wheel, so just one wheel nut on the racing wheels, and there are Michelin wet weather tyres available. I just don't see that it's quite wet enough at the moment to start thinking about that. Looking at the lap times as well, we know that Liu Ye for Hyundai Racing has just done the fastest lap of the race. And he's done a 54.7 last time around, so the lap times aren't going out. All right, let's check in with some more battles. 65 is Xu Xiao. Xu sitting down in 19th place. Jackie Wu, that is sitting behind in the number 69 car. And they are battling for AM class positions. I think that's 4th and 5th in the AM category. Yeah, it is. Jackie with a little more colour on his normally GT silver car. Cross the line, side by side. Shanghai Honda team with the red mirrors. Down the inside is Bao Jinlong. And that's Min Hung that was alongside for Toro Racing, also with the red mirrors. And coming up behind them, that must be Liu Keilu is cleared off, by the way, from these two that he was fighting with a moment or two ago. That must be Henry Kwon. that's in behind them. The number 91 car, yes it is, that's the leader in Am. That bright black, yellow, red and gold down the inside. At turn 11, these two are having a cracking scrap, aren't they? Min Hung then retakes the position. They're having a battle for just on the outskirts of the top 10, aren't they? And, oh, big crash coming out of the hairpin. The number 17, Hong Shunze for ST, and Min Hong in there as well. So this is going to be the safety car, might even be a red flag with part of the left front suspension of Hong Shunze in the middle of the track. Well, that was all that battling going down towards the bottom end of the top 10 in the Pro-Am category, with the Pro cars mixed in as well. Still 4 laps to go, and Lincoln has just set the fastest lap. There are points for that. So the number 22 car has the pace, but for how much longer will he be able to use it? Side-by-side contact. The number 17, the Team CSD car, not aware, I think, of the number 66. Min Hung in the Toro Racing car to the outside, and that's 2 very badly damaged Porsches. The Taycan has been scrambled from the pit lane. The race will be neutralised. Now, the thing to keep an eye on now is how much time we have to go. Waiting for the Taycan to pick up the leader, Leo He. Yellows are out all the way around the circuit. That will mean no racing, no overtaking, and reduce your speed. It's just coming out of turn 14 towards turn 15. Coming back onto the full-time racing circuit. The walls down there, that is a street track effectively. Just coming off the public roads. The walls there, very close and very unforgiving. Well, that is very unusual that we see those kinds of incidents. I should say, there's battling with the 66 of Min Hung. And they have both come a cropper, I'm afraid. Ewan Bo has not come back out of the pits, by the way, so it clearly wasn't a tyre change for the 718. The problem here is going to be where it is on the track. It's very difficult to get access to for the safety teams, and that means it could be quite a difficult recovery. It's right in between the walls as well, of course, which is the other reason that we've not got marshals out there, because there's no way to divert the cars. Well, Min Hung walking away rather disconsolately from his damaged vehicle. He's got damage on the left front and side of that car. I suspect steering damage. The front wheels are cambered out, which means the bottom of the wheel sticks further out than the top. That's all about getting the Michelin tyre proper contact on the road. Happens with all racing cars. It's also got some damage on the right hand side front where the contact occurred, but the major damage was on the number 17 car, Hong Shunze for Team CSD. The front suspension on the left hand side ripped away completely. Hung explains himself, yeah, and Min Hung exactly what we were talking about, the body language and the hand gestures there. He had his 2 hands flat out, said, look, I was going round the outside of you there, man, you didn't see me, and you cut back across without giving me any room. That's what it looked like. I'm sure the stewards will look at that. Toro Racing have got some work to do before the next round of the championship. 12 rounds of the championship this year, 6 events. All the details go to Carrera Cup Asia or the Facebook page. Well, this unfortunate end to round 4, but we'll see Leo Ye take another victory. He does not have the fastest lap in this race, though. Min Hung got that just before the... excuse me, not Min Hung. Number 22 it was, wasn't it? Ling Kang, who got the fastest lap just before the yellow flag came out. Well, that is not what we want to see. We like close racing, but we don't like to see damaged cars. The good news is both the drivers are out of the cars without any issue. They got out under their own steam. A little bit difficult for the driver of the number 66, Min Hung, because his driver's door was right up against the wall, of course, so he had to shuffle across the transmission tunnel and out of the right-hand side. Let me give you the rundown. Then Leo Ye leads it and will probably win it now. I can't see us going back to green. From Daniel Liu Wenlong, from Toi Yue in third. That will be your pro podium. Liu Wei wins Pro-Am in 4th position for R&B Racing. Jun Zhendong is next up in the pro class, 4th for Racing. Then Ling Kong fighting back to 6th position. Bao Jinlong also coming back through the field after early incidents. Is 2nd in the Pro-Am category for Bao Jinlong in 7th. Then Lu Kilo coming through to 8th position. That's another fight back there. That was the car that was facing in the wrong direction at the end of the first lap. Gao Yujie in 9th and Zhou Biwan in 10th. That's, I think, his 3rd place for Pro-Am for sure. Yes, it is. Henry Kwong in 11th, his best overall finish, will take the Am category ahead of Tang Robin in 2nd and Uri Kwong in 3rd. That's going to put Tang Robin back at the head of the Am category championship, I reckon. Just about, yeah, for Climax Racing. Subject to post-race tech, of course, and my arithmetic. Should never be relied on, frankly. 15th will be the number 12 of Wang Zhongwei. Chucky Wu, once again, fighting his way through the field, making up some positions, made up 6 positions to 16th. And just got ahead of Zhu Xiao before the yellows came out in 17th, 18th. We're starting to get down into people who've had problems now. Hong Zhujie for Team C and D in the wall, Min Hung in the wall, Yuan Bo in the pits, and the 21, Francis Chow, we lost a little bit earlier on, but not as early as Li Chow in the 9, the Team Better Life car, who was in the pits early on with that right front damage that we saw for that very pretty blue car, teammate to Lu Wei, or sorry, similar colours to Lu Wei, but not the same team. So the last lap boards are out and the safety car will not be withdrawn, so we will see no changes to that rundown that I just gave you. I don't think it would have made any difference to the leader and therefore the winner for Shunxi Racing. Daniel Liu Wenlong was pretty settled in 2nd place. Toi Yue, though, is always good at the end of the race. Maybe he had something, but I would kind of like to have seen what Ling Kong could have done, and also Lu Kelu in 6th and 8th position. They were coming up from the back of the field and seemed to have tyre life and tyre performance to spare. So an unfortunate set of situations brings to a close the 4th round of the 2022 Porsche Carrera Cup Asia here at V1 Tianjin International Circuit. A two-car accident coming out of turn 14, involving the number 17 of Hong Shunze and 66 of Ming Hong, the Team C and D and Toro Racing cars, both ending up damaged at the side of the circuit. The safety car will clear off, but we are not going back to green. That'll just pull out of the way, and there'll be no further overtaking. It will be left to the 777 Shunxi racing car of Liu Ye to clock up his 4th of 4 victories this year. Not quite perfect this weekend, made a mistake in the qualifying session. One qualifying session sets the grids for 2 races. Your best lap is your grid position for the first of the 2 races, the second best for second, and Leo went off track and had a couple of laps discounted, but he's taken the 25 points for the victory. The cars stream across the line underneath the commentary box, and it is another double win weekend for Leo Ye. Daniel Liu went long, Meidong Racing in second place from Toilue, and Porsche Holdings in third, 77, 20 and 86. What a finish for R&B Racing's Liu Wei. Also 4 wins on the season for him in the Pro-Am category and in the top 4 overall. And he had the pace today. He's always around 5th, 6th, 7th anyway. And our AM winner, just outside the top 10, Henry Kwong for Triple Ace Racing. In second place in AM, I reckon Tang Robin will go back to the top of the AM class victory, AM class championship lead. Henry Kwong this weekend has done his championship a power of good. Liu Wei, R&B Racing, the purple and black car, very elegant looking livery on that car. 4th position overall. Henry Kwong in the AM category, the number 91 Triple Ace car, that's the black, yellow and red machine. He came in at the weekend in 5th, and depending on how the fastest lap went in that category, that Henry, well, he's going to be no worse than 3rd in the championship, but he's closed the gap massively to Eric Kwong and Tang Robin. Where did Eric finish? Finished in 3rd. It's going to be very tight between those two for second and third, for 1st and 2nd in the championship, but Henry has closed right up at the end of this weekend. It's going to be a battle all the way through the season, and Tang Robin, the newcomer there, challenging the old guard in the AM category. Good to see. Championship implications for Liu Qilou, who had to fight his way back through to 7th position. Ling Kong from the pole position finishes in 6th, but that looked unlikely at one stage as well. We're not having a visit from the police. That's the pit lane siren in the background. Well, that 777 car can pretty much drive itself to 1st position now. We normally get a little victory celebration. We've had the boxer, we've had the slow motion high five from Liu Ye. What are we getting this time? Has he worked on something? V for victory as he's sitting on the roll cage. And a punch of the air. Really good camaraderie between the drivers. Fist bump to the team. Shunxi Racing also now know their way very well to the podium, and they'll take another trophy back to their shop as well. So Shunxi Racing from Porsche Holding, they're both registered for points in the dealer championship. Liu Ye from Toyue from Liu. Now who was missing there. Daniel Lu Wenlong has been pushed down this field. He's been given a penalty and 13th position for Daniel Lu Wenlong and Meidong Racing. Now, I wonder if that was for the incident at the first corner, but quite clearly there's been a penalty for Daniel Lu Wenlong, who should have been second on that graphic. So Toyue elevated to second. Lu Wei winning Pro-Am is third overall. Now, I'll wait to see that confirmed. The 20 car is not in Parc Fermé. I'm pretty certain I saw it in the pit lane. That's it on the right-hand side, I think, beside Jackie Wu's car. So not the Taycan. Actually, that's a Panamera, isn't it? I'm pretty certain that that's Daniel Lu Wenlong's car. We'll wait to see when they come out for the podium whether that was just a timing glitch. Well, let's head down to Jade into the Parc Fermé and hear from the winner. Leo,
Hey, congratulations. Leo, it's the first time in a row for this season for winning. Talk about how you feel all the way, because we have some pushes, we have some rain. How do you feel about it?
It's very exciting for the start. I had a very good get off, and Lincoln was never good at start, so we got a chance. We grabbed the chance. Then I saw Daniel Lu was inside. He's trying to dive in, and they contact. So when I look at the mirror, Dongdong was already behind me. So I was like, okay, the race is done. Then I saw Daniel Lu overtook him and started to chase. And the weather starts to get tricky. I hate this weather. Like tiny rain, but you don't know when it's gonna get heavy. Some part of the track in some stage of the race, I think it's getting pretty heavy. So I can't feel on the brakes. So I was really conservative. And I saw Daniel was catching up, so I pushed a little bit again, so make myself safe. So overall, it's a very good weekend again for my team. Everybody did a good job. We have a perfect car again. So now we have a very good lead in the championship, so we can be very calm towards the rest of the season.
Congratulations again, Leo. Thank you very much.
Well, perfect description there from Leo Xie. Beautifully driven race. And managed to keep his difference from Daniel Lu Wenlong, but he's not on the results at the moment. Let's pick up some more from down in Parc Fermé with Jade.
Congratulations, Lu Wei. Yesterday, I remember we were having this interview. You say you just tried to survive today. How do you feel about winning again?
Well, I got lucky today. Ball had a really good start. I see him already passing me before turn one. But there are 4 or 5 cars in front of him. So I took the gap and I just kept going. I think they were battling really hard behind me. So I start to pull away from the traffic. And in front of me, just few pro cars. So I just calm myself down and find our own pace and just keep driving. So by the end, the team told me I'm third overall. Got lucky today. So, but the car is good. The team did a great effort to make this happen. So thank you to everyone. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Third overall is what Leo Xie said there. So that tallies with what I was saying earlier. And Daniel Lu Wenlong, second in the championship. Penalty applied. And of course, the time penalty, given that they were all behind the safety car, pushed him so far down to 13th position. Let's head down to the AM winner. 2 wins this weekend has put Henry Kwong right back in the championship contention.
Congratulations, Henry. Second win for this weekend. How do you feel?
Thank you for that, and it was amazing to have pole, not to pole to win the first day, and the second day able to avoid all the traffic and the accident. Well, it was safety car at the end, so I was very lucky to bring back home safely.
Yeah. Do you have more confidence with this season now?
Yes, but it's still a long way, so I will keep trying very hard to win all the races after all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Congratulations again. Thank you.
Right back into championship contention for Henry Kwong, who didn't score at one of the races, first race of the season, wasn't it, at Zhuzhou. The car stranded on the far side of the circuit. Well, let's unpack all of that as we have a look at the race highlights from round 4. Well, it all started off the line. Lincoln not getting the best of starts again. And Leo Ye going through. Lincoln and Nicky Lowe ending up facing the wrong direction at turn 1. That caused the knock-on event further back down, knock-on effect further back down through the field. Henry Kwong going long into turn 11. And then it was about who could live with the pace of the yellow and black car. And the answer was not very many. Early on though, great run from Zhun Jiandong for the team. Daniel Liu went long, side by side a couple of times before he eventually made the pass. Daniel came across the line in second, but was demoted to 13th position. Then it was all about the battle for what on the road was third on down, but would end up being second on down. Accident damage to the 233 of Chun Shendong. Number of people out on track limits, including the Team Jefferson car there, the number 55 of Gao Yuche, who ran well up inside the top 10. Ultimately, the battle at the front of the field came down to the Toro Racing cars coming through. Min Hung being passed by his teammate there. Great drive back from Liu Keilu, keeps his championship alive. Then a smattering of rain. Then the accident that brought out the safety car. Number 17, Hung should say, not seeing the number 66 coming around the outside, Min Hung in the wall. And it was left to the 777 of Liu Hie to bring the car home in the lead. And crossed the line and take his 4th victory of the season. Shun Shi leading the championship for the dealer trophy. Podium on the podium, part of the formalities. That's where we go next. 3 podia to celebrate. Just a reminder that if you want to catch up with the rest of the season, you can go to the Carrera Cup, Porsche Carrera Cup Asia Facebook pages or the website. The rest of the season dates are on there. The drivers just being corralled for the podium celebration. My timing screen has changed again, but I'm pretty certain that what I'm seeing on the screen doesn't reflect what we're going to see on these podia coming up. 10-second penalty for Daniel Liu Wenlong for transgressing during the race, and that's what took him out of second place. And of course, by the end of the race, everyone was behind the safety car, so that dropped him down all the way to 13th position. So that has massive implications for his championship. Leo Ye with 4 wins, 3 poles, and I think 3 fastest laps now, will lead the championship by an increasing margin. I think Ling Kong is going to be up in second now. Not the best race yesterday, but Luke Liu and he are going to be very close together. Daniel Liu Wenlong, who was in second at the start of this race, will have lost a lot of points there. It's easier in Pro-Am, where Liu Wei, again, 4 wins for him. Zhou Bingwang and Bao Jinlong battling for second and third. And it's very tight indeed at the top of Am between Eric and Henry Kwong and Tang Robin. Just a handful of points there. The rain falling a little heavier now, so we've just got this one over in time before the weather played a more significant part. Just waiting for our dignitaries and the drivers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the
Here's
podium presentation for round 4 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2022 in Tianjin. 女士们、先生们，欢迎来到2022亚洲保时捷卡雷拉杯天津站第4回合正赛颁奖典礼。Now let's invite the winner of round 4 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2022 in Tianjin for the M class. 接下来呢，让我们颁发的是2022亚洲保时捷卡雷拉杯第4回合正赛天津站 M 组别。请让我们让获奖的车手上台，获得第3名的是 Eric Kwong。
Triple Ace Racing, second win of the
获得
weekend
第
for
2
Henry
名的
Kwong.
是谭若冰。接下来欢迎我们的冠军车手 Henry Kwong。Now we are glad to invite Alexander Jubot, Managing Director of Porsche Motorsport Asia Pacific, to present the winner trophy. 我们现在有请米其林亚太赛事总监马奔先生为我们颁发第2名的奖杯。接下来，我们有请保时捷亚太赛车上海贸易有限公司财务与法务高级顾问陈允念女士上台为我们颁发第3名奖杯。好的，接下来请我们所有的台上的嘉宾一起合影。Let's take a group photo together. 来，请我们的车手们高举我们的奖牌。OK。好，我们要先请颁奖嘉宾回座，准备好了吗 ？1, 2, 3, champagne time!
Well, after an inauspicious start of the season for Henry Kwong with that non-finish at Chuzhou, he's come back very strongly indeed here at Tianjin. 2 race victories.
再次恭喜我们3位获奖的车手们，再次恭喜。
That will close up the championship considerably. Eric Kwong and Tang Robin, the 2 other championship contenders. Those are the 3 names I think we're going to be looking at for the rest of the
好，接下来我们要
season.
颁发的是 Pro M 组别，让我们欢迎获奖的车手们上台。我们要请我们的颁奖嘉宾还有车手们特别小心，因为现在台上稍微比较滑一点点。好的，让我们欢迎获得第3名的周碧煌。
So moving on to the Pro Am category, Zhou Bingwang
好，
in
欢迎我
3rd
们的第
position.
2名车手包金龙。 好，接下来热烈的掌声欢迎我们的冠军车手吕威。
Another victory for Lu Wei, and R&B Racing extends his championship lead after 4 rounds.
Now we are glad to invite Alexander Gibault, Managing Director of Porsche Motorsport Asia Pacific, to present the winner trophy. 接下来有请米其林亚太赛事总监马奔先生为我们颁发第2名的奖杯。接下来我们要有请保时捷亚太赛车上海贸易有限公司财务与法务高级顾问陈女念女士为我们颁发第3名的奖杯。好，接下来请我们台上的所有车手以及我们颁奖嘉宾一起合影。可以拿起你们的奖杯，然后我们可以稍微站中间，站近一点，来看我们的前方摄影。
Group photograph for Pro.
好的，我们先请颁奖嘉宾可以先回座休息。车手们准备好了吗 ？1, 2, 3, champagne time！
Well, Li Chao, excuse me, Lu Wei for R&B Racing, getting used to being showered in the fizzy stuff. And he extends his championship lead across the weekend. So that leaves us with the Pro, the overall. And let's see which 3 are brought up here. Lu Wei finished in 3rd overall, but in the Pro category then, that means that we will have to elevate the 4th place driver in terms of the points and the class finish onto the podium. But a great finish for Lu Wei and R&B Racing. Let's see who Jade brings up. Just resetting the champagne. Alexander Gibault.
OK， 让我们欢迎获得第3名的车手吕威上台。接下来，让我们欢迎的是获得第2名的车手崔越上台。OK， 接下来以热烈的掌声欢迎我们的冠军车手叶红丽。
Coming up in second there.
同时，我们要邀请到的是获得经销商奖杯的晋级车队代表上台。Now we are glad to invite Alexander Gibault, Managing Director of Porsche Motorsport Asia Pacific, to present the winner trophy and dealer trophy. Thank you. 好，接下来我们要邀请米其林亚太赛事总监马奔先生为我们颁发第2名的奖杯。
Toyue getting the 2nd position trophy there.
好，接下来我们要请到的是保时捷亚太赛车上海贸易有限公司财务与法务高级顾问陈玉念女士为我们颁发第3名的奖杯。好的，我们要请台上的所有车手以及嘉宾一起合影留念，大家可以稍微靠的中间站一点，小心地上有一点滑。
Group photograph.
请大家高举你的奖杯。大家可以和镜头互动一下。好的，非常恭喜各位车手以及车队代表，我们邀请大家留在台上。好，准备好了吗？3、2、1 ，Champagne time！
That is Lu Wei on there for the overall as well. Our winner, so he gets to stand on the overall podium. Well done here. So, an eventful weekend that has seen Liu Ye stretch his championship lead in the overall. that Lu Wei has pushed ahead in the Pro-Am, and it's tightened up in the Am category.
On the road to victory, we compete with the best, with ourselves. Making the most of every second, every corner. We fight, we push the limits. Be it sweat or tears, barriers or curves, together we race, and stronger we rise.
Five lights will illuminate when they go out.
2022 Porsche Carrera Cup Asia begins now.